Well, so we're racing at Caulfield on Saturday. The focus for Victorians well and truly will be north of the border. Up at Sydney, it's Randwick racing on Saturday. It's the Group 1 TJ Smith Stakes. Mick Sharkie from lastwordracing.com.au jumps in to join me. And our girl, Black Caviar, goes north of the border.
Sean, it's where we'll all be watching, isn't it? It's in the TJ Smith, the Group 1 up there. Hopefully the rain stays away and they get a couple of fine days so we can see her really push the clock. And of course, Shamrocko going around for Danny O'Brien in the Derby.
What about this for Black Caviar? To keep the unbeaten streak will be most important, and it'd be great to show her off up there in Sydney.
Yeah, my word, and obviously she's a champion horse, we all know that, equal top rated in the world, equal highest rated mare ever in the international ratings, but there's still that little bit of rivalry there with the New South Wales crew. They want to see her go up there and do the job in Sydney, and so do us, Vix.
Is she across the line?
I think she is, yeah. I can't see anything that's going to beat her, barring a wet track and if she doesn't handle it. But look, she just does everything so easily, Sean, as you know. We've all seen her win. I don't think she can be beaten. Perhaps the way to play the race might be with Exactas, with the other really good quality horse in the race being Shootout, the fresh performer. He's trialled well in the lead up for this race. He'll be nice and fresh, maybe hitting the line late and adding some value there. All
right, so there's a look at the TJ Smith Stakes. The Derby always creates plenty of interest. We saw the Kiwi Jimmy Chu get up in the Guineas last start. He's a short price favourite.
Very short, but gee, it's hard to look past him. I think he's $2.05 with the tab fixed odds, but wow, his Rosehill Guineas win was really, really good. He only won by half a length, but he had him covered a long way out at the 600 when horses were being pushed. He was just cruising, and I think if Jonathan Riddell just can tag one into the race, stay to the 300 and let him go again, I doubt they'll be able to hold him off. But $2.05 might be a bit tight. Retrieve, who ran second in the Rosehill Guineas and then backed up in the Tulloch last week, was a little bit flat, but I don't think he was good behind horses. If he goes forward from a wide barrier and makes a speed, he might be one to test Jimmy Shue at the distance. And also Bart's horse, I Think I Do, comes through the Tulloch, was a really good eye-catching run in that race. The Tulloch's not renowned for throwing up Derby winners, but as an each-way prospect around that $15 mark, I could certainly entertain him.
Well, how do you think the Victorians are going to fare? Shamrocko you mentioned, and Domsky as well likes a wet track?
Yeah, Domsky for Mick Kent. Look, he's never really been a horse of mine. He's a bit hard to catch. He likes the wet, as you mentioned. He gets through it all right, but he just settles a bit too far off the pace. He's always running on, but he's a real grinding type. Where Shamrocko, I think she's a legitimate winning chance if she gets the breaks during the run. Barrier 8's going to be a little bit tricky for Glenn Boss, but if you can just slot over and sort of just get on the back of the leading quartet, I think she'll be right in it. Her run in the Rosehill Guineas when coming off a 3-week break was terrific, and she'll be fit for this as an Oaks place getter already in her career.
Always plenty of interest too in the sires week after the Golden Slipper to see how those horses who continue on go, and also the fresh blood in there, and there's a little bit of that this week.
Yeah, there is. Look, with the Golden Slipper, Sean, that's really the form line you want to take. We've got Elite Falls, who finished third in the Golden Slipper last week. She backs up and runs here. Golden Slipper backup horses, especially those that have finished in the placings, gee, they've got a good record here. The wet track's going to suit her if it stays wet. She's a terrific horse on a wet track. Barrier 5 suits her. But we'll be just watching out for an unbeaten colt there called Uarte, owned by Australian Bloodstock, who good friends of mine. They've had a bit of luck with this horse. He's a Skyline Stakes winner. That's been a really good form reference for this race, and Uarte's been primed for this.
Well, it's going to be a big weekend, both here in Melbourne at Caulfield and, of course, north of the border in Sydney. We'll be cheering on Black Caviar.
Sure will be, Sean. It's the hope that she wins.
Yeah, terrific. Well, there's Mick Sharkie from lastwordracing.com.au, and we're having a look at the champ, Black Caviar, north of the border in Sydney.